Hey LEGO lovers, it's Emmett Parzival here with probably my best mock ever. As a LEGO builder, I started out as a pretty small channel. I'm growing a bit, but not a lot, and I really need to step up my game. So I am trying to build as professional as possible, using techniques professionals use, original ideas of course, and let's get into this mock. So I've got my prison transport. This is the spice mines of Kessel. So prisoners are working here in labor camps in the mines. And I just really like this ship, but it's not the main point of this mock. So if you want to see more of it, you can check out its own video. Going further, I've got just nice crates, my own design. They're filled with explosives. I'm not going to open them up right now because I only have one hand, and I'm holding the camera. But apart from that, we've got some beautiful detail running along here, these arrows. This whole thing is snot right here, and it's a technique that I've never used on this scale, so I'm glad that I did. And I did something I thought would be impossible. I built a snot elevator, and I am so glad I did. So let's get into that. So the mechanism's right here, and I'm just going to show you guys if I can turn it the right way. So there's my elevator. There it is. And that's where it gets off. So this is my last Dantooine mock of the series, so naturally I'm going to have all of my main characters in it. So we have two of Tycho Cyan's Blue Squadron comrades. That's one of the pilots, and this is the other one. And both of them have been featured in my other mocks. Apart from that, I'm going to try and pivot this huge thing. You have no idea how big it is yet. To the other side. Obviously here you can see the mechanism of how the elevator works. Going further, we have, this is a conference room, so we've got multiple Imperial officers working here, looking at a hologram table. We have a custom gonk droid in the back, computers on the sides of the walls, and I have this design which shows up multiple times throughout the mock. Going just a bit higher, we have a room full of technicians, sorry. I just got my braces off, so my voice is a little bit unnatural. Over here, this is the elevator, so that's where the people in the elevator get out. Turning this thing more, we have these windows, which can be seen actually on the other side, and they are really nice Imperial windows. Apart from that, I've got these beautiful Imperial lights throughout the entire mock. Are you guys ready to start going deeper? First I'm going to show you guys this perspective of the elevator shaft, so that's cool. Now it's time to go deeper. So here is a ventilation shaft, and normally this wouldn't be opened, but if a stormtrooper perhaps had to do maintenance on it, it can be opened, and this can come out. It's a nice little ladder, and I've got some cool details on the inside. And I was actually inspired by this from The Force Awakens. There's a scene where Rey climbs into a industrial maintenance shaft thing, and you can see her on the planet that they're on. Blanking on the name, sorry. But there are more cool details on that side. Apart from that, it goes directly up, and it retracts intentionally so that prisoners working the mines cannot climb their way out. So I just closed that up. And of course there is a guard stationed outside. Coming around, let's start from over here. So we have the hangar, technician's room, we've got the conference room, and now we've got a lot more industrial stuff. We're starting to get underground, so this level mostly supports the other larger levels. It was really important to make sure that all of it stays together because it's such a massive build. It's on one green base plate, but it's still pretty large. It's definitely heavy. Coming farther down, we've got some awesome rock work. And we have our main character of the Dantooine series, Tycho Cyan. And he's not disappearing forever, guys, I promise. But he is done with the Dantooine series. He's been captured, he's going to be put to work here, and you're not going to see him for a while. Sorry. Over here, we have a door, and it opens. I'll show you guys what it looks like from the other side when I turn it. Actually, first I'm going to get a shot of this whole structure. So, landing platform. We've got technician's room. We've got conference room, industrial area, and we've got more mining area. So bear with me as I pivot this thing because it's quite heavy and I don't want to break any of it. So we have that maintenance shaft. We've already seen that. And I worked really hard to get this organic feeling to start coming to the building. I wanted to contrast the building, so I've got lots of random pipes. But this is when it really starts getting random. I've got this beautiful rock work just going throughout the whole mock. I've got a nice path, and these are the spice mines of Kessel, so naturally we have Wookiee workers, slaves, of course, of the Empire. I'm going to use my other hand to open this door for you guys. So, earlier it didn't open all the way, and now it does. And it does fit a stormtrooper quite nicely. Coming around, I've got some nice detail. One of my subscribers who's been with me a while, shout out to him, recommended that I put some different colors, studs, like gray studs throughout this area to break up the gray. And I did, only it really didn't create the aesthetic that I was going for, so I removed it. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't like it very much because I really wanted this dark feeling. I wanted this to contrast the Imperial area so much, and I did that. So, moving on, we have a couple of workers, one of which has succumbed to exhaustion. That's quite sad. Farther up, we've got this winding path throughout the mock. It was pretty fun to do, something I've never really done before. And we have stalactites and stalactites. No stalagmites, sorry. But we do have miners and their overseer out in back, the Imperial officer. I've got this really nice arch going, and it looks great. Coming through here, we see the miners again doing their work and the Imperial officer there. And I actually have this gap into this room. And I wanted to break up the wall here, so you guys can actually see this is snot. That's how the elevator works. It does go to this level. Moving on, I just wanted to break up this wall. I didn't want it to be plain, but I didn't want it to be jutting out either. So what I did was I did that. It looks simple, but it looks really nice, and it just works. I'm going to turn this around again, guys, so that I can get my favorite perspective of the entire mock. There's a really awesome angle that I just want to show you guys. This is that angle. So I'm going to back up them as much as I can to get all this in view. My room is only so big. Here it is. Isn't that just a beautiful mock? The spice mines of Kessel. This thing doesn't even fit in the frame entirely. Well, that's partly the ship's fault. But you guys can see the organicness of this. It starts to get a little less organic up here in the industrial area, and I wanted that I wanted the bottom to juxtapose a lot with the top. I didn't want them to match at all, but I had to bring them together, so I have these really organic wires just going through there and piping and stuff, and that worked really, really nicely to bring the Imperial end of the mock to the mining end of the mock. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple more things. There's a really cool perspective where the elevator goes down. Again, this is all snot, so that was fun. My own custom boxes. We have an armory over here, and we have these lights, which I really enjoyed doing. So this is the part of the video where I talk to you guys about what my plans are for my next couple mocks. I'm going to be gone. I'm actually going to be out of country until the end of August, so you won't be expecting a mock from me until then. So I'm really asking you guys to stick with me, stay subscribed, because I do plan on having future content. And because I've pushed myself so much with this mock, and I've just been improving my mocks in general, I'm trying to make myself more of a professional builder. It's really important as a Lego builder. I emphasize this in all my videos to not only stay original, but push their own limits, do techniques they're not fond of. That elevator, for instance, took me 3 days, and it was sadly probably the least fun I've had with Lego in my experience. But it was worth it. I love the way it turned out, and I hope you guys do too. Until then, I'm going to drop the name of my next Lego series right now. It's going to be focused on bounty hunters, and it's going to be called Sakari. Apart from that, you guys can be expecting that when I get back. So, until then, have fun, keep building.